A developing story now. It was first portrayed by police as a deadly game of hide and seek, turning into something much more shocking. Officers now say little Amy Deal died locked up in a box because she was tortured. It's being called a brutal case of child abuse.
And all at the hands of the family this child was supposed to be able to trust. We're going in depth for you tonight with the missed warning signs, the witnesses who failed to report what they saw, and what you can take away from this story to inspire change and perhaps even save another child's life.
We start with ABC 15's Jennifer Parks tonight. And Jen, you're giving us a better idea of exactly what this girl went through.
Yeah, in fact, I've got a box here. This is actually smaller than the Foot Locker that this 10-year-old girl was locked inside. Now, you imagine she's 10 years old. She stood about 4 foot tall. So there was no room for her to even sit up straight, much less to even breathe.
I don't break down well in front of other people, but when I'm by myself, I can lose it real easy.
That was Cynthia Stoltzman when we interviewed her just a day after her niece, Amy Deal, was found dead inside a chest. The story that the girl was playing hide and seek and climbed into a box and suffocated, police say, was a lie. Stoltzman's now facing kidnapping charges, and her daughter, Samantha Allen, and her husband are facing first-degree murder charges, accused of forcing the girl inside and locking the box with a padlock overnight. Punishment for the girl taking a popsicle. Neighbor Loretta Weaver says she knew right away the child had been abused.
Because the way they used to punish the little girl, make her walk up and down the street barefooted and stuff. Oh yeah, they used to do a lot of stuff to her.
Listen to the horrific actions police say 4 adults living in the home made this 10-year-old girl endure.
She had dog fecal matter rubbed on her when she wouldn't pick it up in the backyard and forced to eat it. She was beat with a board that they had titled Butt Buster. She was deprived of food. She was regularly locked in this box by her family members. She was picked up off the ground, spun around. The box was tumbled across the floor, kicked. Absolutely horrific.
And again, just a tragic story. 4 adults, again, at the 4th Avenue jail behind me. Police trying to figure out right now who the biological parents are of this little girl. The aunt is the one who had custody, and there were 12 kids that were going in and out of that house. So CPS right now is taking control of those kids. Again, Steve, Katie, this is a story. People in this community tonight trying to figure out why nobody came forward to stop this alleged abuse.
Yeah, Jen, thank you. And like many of you out there, all of us in the newsroom couldn't stop talking about this story today as well.
Yeah, and as Jen mentioned, when you start to go through the details of this case, what's astonishing is people knew.
That's right, from relatives, people who stayed at the home, neighbors say that they saw things. No one said a word.
So we sought out some experts tonight. Sadly, we found it's not unusual. People often fail to report suspected abuse, which is why we're going in depth on this tonight.
Some things to keep in mind. Experts are telling us if you see something wrong, chances are it is not the first time. Child abuse tends to follow a pattern and then often escalates.
And yes, it can happen here. Just because you live in a nice neighborhood or the folks down the street seem like good people, remember, child abuse knows no boundaries from income to education. It can happen where you live.
And the kids don't have a voice, so an adult, someone needs to take action, and if you don't, who will?
There are a lot of roadblocks to reporting child abuse, whether it be social stigmas or the belief that we should mind our own business. What it really boils down to, though, is children are our business, and we have an obligation as a community to speak up for them when they don't have the ability to do that.
So here's what experts say. Just trust your gut. If you see some unexplained injuries, children may be seen withdrawn or afraid of relatives, it's time to speak up.
Yeah, we got a number for you to call too, 1-800-4A-CHILD. We put links on our website as well for more information.